Thank you. Let's turn to RNC Communications Director Sean Spicer now. Sean, we'll get to what the Never Trump folks are saying in just a moment, but I do want to get your reaction to this news that John Kasich, again, suspending his campaign. NBC's confirmed that it's going to happen in about 4 hours. One would assume he would be part of the key to uniting the party behind Trump. What role do you see him having in a potential Trump administration? Could he be, as some have suggested this hour, could he even be a VP?
Well, that's all up to Governor Kasich to decide. He's been a very successful governor in a swing state and shown how reaching out to key communities can be successful. He has done a phenomenal job, not just successfully implementing policies that have put people back to work and taken Ohio in a much better position than when he found it, but he's also shown from a political standpoint how reaching out to key communities and going there and including them as part of the process leads to further political success. He's done very well with the Hispanic community, very well with the African-American community, and he's one of those great governors that we have in the Republican Party throughout the country that shows, as a model of success.
This morning on the Today Show, Trump was asked whether he could unite the party. This is what he said.
I am confident that I can unite much of it. Some of it I don't want. I don't think it's necessary. People will be voting for me. They're not voting for the party, and I think we're going to do really well against Hillary.
Not all Republicans, as you know, have warmed up to the idea. Last night, even before the results were in, this is what South Carolina's senior senator tweeted. Lindsey Graham, if we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed, and we will deserve it. Heard from Casey Hunt there saying that Senator John McCain, who, of course, is up for re-election there in Arizona, he's not going to be at the convention. Mitt Romney apparently thanked Ted Cruz for running, made no mention of Trump. So much of the earth has been scorched, Sean. How does Trump go about uniting such a fractured party?
Well, look, we started this process last year with 17 really qualified and amazing candidates. We had a lot of very passionate folks supporting their individual candidates. There's no question that it got rough and tough at certain points throughout this campaign. Luckily for us, it looks like we're going to have our presumptive nominee a lot sooner than the Democrats. It gives us an opportunity to use that time to our advantage to heal some of those wounds and get back to the big picture, which is focusing on Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders won a huge race last night in Indiana and continues to give Hillary Clinton a real fight heading into California. That's time for us to continue to build up the ground game. We've got a 2-year advantage on the Democrats. We've got a 2-year advantage on a general election strategy on data and digital. We're going to be able to really provide our nominee with the resources necessary to win while the Democrats continue to have to duel it out. And I think, look, a lot of the conversation on the Democratic side is how do they unite this Bernie Sanders wing of the party that's really taken Hillary Clinton to the far extreme left. I think
not farther left than Donald Trump. Not farther left than Donald Trump on trade. I mean, Trump is running left of Hillary Clinton on trade.
Well, agreed. I think he's really tapped into something there. And so, but I think on a lot of focuses, a lot of what Bernie Sanders is talking about has taken Hillary Clinton to the left. Trump has done a lot to tap into the frustration and anger that Americans feel with their government right now that's not working well, that's not responsive, that I think many Americans don't feel like that government and bureaucrats are looking out for them and understanding the concerns that they have and, frankly, the problems that they face. So that's something that transcends party. Craig, and I think that's important when you talk about independence, when you talk about expanding the map into places that Republicans haven't won before or haven't won recently, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Those are states that I think Donald Trump's going to put back in place because you've got a lot of workers out there that have been frustrated. They've been tired of politicians ignoring them.
I want to talk about that for a moment here. I want to call your attention to some numbers. I'm sure you've seen some of these. This is this new CNN ORC poll. It shows Trump's unfavorable numbers. This is registered voters viewed unfavorably by 64% of women. That's actually a little lower than where it had been. Also viewed unfavorably by 37% of conservatives. A number of folks in that same poll, non-white, 74%. This morning on our air, you talked about the importance of the GOP growing its base. You just mentioned it again there. How does someone who by most metrics is the most unpopular presidential nominee in history do that?
Are you talking about Hillary Clinton?
No, I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Oh, well, look, I think that we have spent the last 10 months focused on a primary. And there's no, I mean, they've gone back and forth. They've traded barbs. It's gotten rough and tough, as I said. I think what we need to do is, now that we are able to turn the corner and focus on both uniting the party and getting into a general election phase, I think we've got to do exactly that. We've got to go to communities and start talking to people that weren't necessarily part of the primary voter electorate.
So you're going to have Donald
Trump
Trump
party and reaching out.
You're going to have Donald Trump going to Hispanic communities, presumably not calling them the Hispanics, but going to these Hispanic communities and talking about his immigration plan. That's the plan to grow the base?
Well, I think you heard him last night talking about the importance of both the African-American coalition, the Hispanic coalition. And I think, yeah, I would expect him. Look, he is someone who's employed a lot of people. He understands the importance of these people to the electorate and, frankly, the concerns that they have. I think you're going to see him go to places and do that hasn't in the past. I think he is committed to growing the party, growing the electorate, and he's a guy, look, say what you will about Donald Trump, he knows how to market. He's a very successful businessman, and I think that he understands the importance of different populations to both winning an electorate, but also understanding their concerns and their problems and how to present solutions that will be attractive to them and to other coalitions in America as we tend to move this country forward.
John Spicer, I always appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.
Bet.